So, moving into our journey through the Yoga Sutras, we're going to start at the beginning, the first couple of sutras. So the first chapter, there's 4 chapters of the Yoga Sutras, and the first chapter is it's really an overview. What is yoga? Why do we want to do yoga? What are the benefits of yoga, and what is the sort of the possible outcome of doing a practice? And it's kind of high level. Talks about um, how to come to a state of enlightenment, which most of us aren't really interested in. I know enlightenment isn't really something that I'm striving for in this lifetime. I'm striving to have a life that feels as calm, relaxed, as kind, and as open and generous as I can. And so the teachings of yoga also help with that. The first sutra is all about committing. So it's saying that we can do yoga without committing, but we don't get the benefits of yoga without committing. It's not like we can go to one yoga class and that's it. Our life has changed and all of our patterns have been repatterned. Because that's what yoga really is. It's repatterning our patterns into healthy ways. That doesn't happen overnight. So we need to commit. We need to really be on board and to do the practice regularly. The second sutra defines what is yoga, and it says that yoga is the state of mind where the mind is able to be focused for longer periods of time, and that we see things clearly as they are. So right now the sun is shining in my windows. My windows are filthy. And what I see when I look through my windows is a lot of spots. But a clear, and this is what the mind is like. So we have our mind here. We have a pane of glass, so to speak, that we're looking through, and then we have the world over here. And if the pane of glass that you're looking through is like my windows, you're going to see spots, you're going to see smudges, and you're not going to see things on the other side as clearly as if this were clean. So the process of practicing yoga is to clean the glass, is to clean that that filter that your mind sees the world through. So when we look at things, we make all kinds of judgments about what's true based on our own patterns, our own conditioning, our own experiences. And we can never erase those because they're part of who we are, but we can work to bring the mind to a place where we're focused, where all of that noise is less kind of an interference in our thoughts and in our lives. It's a lofty goal. And so the second chapter actually talks about how do we get there, and starts with the really basic stuff. And we're actually going to work with the mind today and get a kind of baseline of where it is. And right now, my mind's probably busier than it's ever been. Not right this actual particular moment, but in general, as as I try to adapt to what's going on and changing in the world, there's just a lot of different thoughts going on, and maybe that's true for you as well. Today isn't about judging our minds or looking at it and go, whoa, my mind is so busy, I'm never going to be able to do this yoga thing, or whatever story you tell yourself. It's really to get a baseline. Where am I at today? And when I let go of judgment, can I simply be with what is without having to change it, or without manipulating it in my mind? So I can just notice where I'm at, be with where I'm at, and not judge that. So that's sort of our goal today. And we're going to slow things down. It's still a vinyasa class, still an intermediate class. We're going to slow things down with the breath a little bit. When we focus on the breath and the movements and we start juggling lots of balls doing a practice, our mind is busy, so it's not so apt to go all over the place. So that's our goal and our focus today. So I'll meet you on the mat sitting, and we'll do a little bit of a check-in there. So you can sit on a cushion or on the ground or a blanket or a block or a chair if that's more comfortable for you. It doesn't matter. The main thing here is that you are comfortable, that your spine can be straight and uninhibited, so you're not kind of slouched over or leaning back into something. It's fine to lean if you need to support your back. It's fine to have some support behind you. You just don't want to kind of crunch over into that support. Make whatever little adjustments you need to be comfortable. Sit for a couple of minutes, not too long. So we'll do a little bit of a check-in. So starting with your eyes open, Just take a moment, look around your room, look around your space. See your walls. I'm assuming you're all inside because it's pretty cold out today. Your ceiling, anything that you can be aware of your space. Maybe your space is cleaner than it's ever been, or maybe it's the opposite because you've been there so much. Maybe it's messier than usual. But just take it in and see if you can take it in without judging, without saying, oh, I guess I should do that or I could do that. Just try to take it in as an awareness, just being aware of your surroundings, what's around you. And then come back to yourself. So letting the awareness come to the periphery of your body now. And if you like, for this next part, you could close your eyes and notice where and how your body interfaces with the environment around you. So you might feel the pressure of your sit bones and your feet maybe on the ground. You might be aware of air on your skin or clothing touching your skin. See if you can be aware of the outline of your body. You could even trace it with your mind all around your body, around the head, the shoulders, the arms. So what are you aware of? The back, the front of your body, hips, legs. And then start to shift your awareness to your breath. So feel how the breath moves your body. In actual reality, the body moves the breath. There's an involuntary expansion of the rib cage that draws the lungs open like a bellows, and it invites the air in. And then there's a drawing in of the rib cage, a lifting of the diaphragm, and the breath releases. So feel how the body and the breath have to work together. We cannot breathe without moving the body. Notice where the breath moves in your body. Where do you feel it? Where are you aware of your breath? And then let's take a minute or two to simply notice the movement of your mind. This is not about controlling the mind or bringing the mind back to the breath every time it wanders like we often do. This isn't meditation. This is mind awareness. Right? Just like when we do breath awareness, we're not trying to change the breath, we're just noticing it. When we do mind awareness, we're just noticing the mind as it is. Is it a busy place? And as you simply tune into your mind, just watch where your thoughts go. There's no need to control them. We'll take a minute or two to simply watch the thoughts. And then becoming aware of any emotions or whatever mood might be present for you. And you might experience that as thoughts, or you might experience it more as feelings, as literal sensations in your body. So notice, what is your mood and how do you know? What tells you? Is it thoughts? Is it tightening in your body somewhere or butterflies? What's going on for you emotionally? And then in a gesture of alignment, of bringing those forces together, and take the arms to the sides, breathe in. And bringing the hands together as if we're gathering those forces, body, breath, mind, emotions, and aligning it all with the heart. And then we'll inhale, lift, as if we're gathering those aspects of ourselves, feeling our wholeness, bringing it back to the heart. Do that a few times as if we're aligning those parts of ourselves that sometimes feel scattered, bringing them together. And this time holding the hands together at the heart. And take a few breaths as if you could breathe in through the heart. The heart expands. In India, there's the belief that the mind and the heart are one. Well, not like many of us who believe the heart and the mind rule in different ways. The heart and the mind could be friends. They could connect together and help us to make really grounded decisions, balanced logic and heart. When you're ready, you can release the arms and let's stretch the legs out. If you're on a chair, you might come to the floor, stretching the legs out, give them a little shake, and then we'll rotate. So I don't think you can see my feet on the screen, but I'm going one way and the other with my feet, and letting that movement come right from the hips. Right. Again, you can give the legs a little shake. We'll come around to all fours, and we're going to work with moving from all fours to child's pose, doing this with a little bit of a different breath pattern than we normally do. And the aim is to slow down today and focus more on the exhalation as we move through the practice. So we're going to inhale here with a neutral spine, and then exhale as we arch the back. Stay there and inhale. And then exhale, round and move to child's pose. Stay in child's pose and breathe in. And then exhale, come back to all fours, finding the arch. Inhale here. Exhale, round and move to child's pose. So the basic pattern, breathe in when you're stationary. Breathe out when you're moving. Same pattern we always do. A little bit different with the breath, but body's moving the same way. So when you're moving, you're exhaling. When you're stationary, you're inhaling. Try to let your head release, especially as you come into child's pose. As you inhale in child's pose, feel the breath moving into the back of your body. As you inhale in the cow position or arch position, feel the breath moving into the front of your body. And the nice, easeful movements as you exhale. Do a few more like that. And then eventually when you're on all fours, as you exhale, you could make your way into downward dog. And maybe even stay for a few breaths again. Really focus on letting your head go. So a lot of what we're doing over the next 12 weeks is about creating some ease in the body and the nervous system. Today, working with that nice long exhale. And And a little more focus on the breath. And also letting the head release every time we exhale and come into a forward bend, whatever position you're in. So you can eventually come down to your knees, come down into child's pose. You can rest your head on the ground or on your hands in child's pose as you like. And take a moment to feel how the front of the body is compressed in child's pose. Feel the expansion and the opening through the back of your body. So more of your lungs are in the back of your body than the front. It's a nice, full but not forceful inhalation, and then a really nice, long, slow exhale. And then when you're ready, we're going to make our way to stand, so you can get there however you want. So you'll come back to all fours, maybe downward dog, or just stepping the feet under, or coming first to a squat, and finding your way into a standing position. So let's come back to working with the breath. And in this case, we'll work with the exhalation, making the exhalation just a little bit longer than the inhale. So back to our normal pattern of breathing, taking the arms up with the breath in, and then exhale, slowly release the arms at the same rate that you exhale. So we're going to actually make the inhale just normal and really focus on that slow, easy exhale. Your breath may be a totally different rate from mine. I encourage you to follow your own breath. Just making that exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. So we'll vary the movement just a little bit and vary the breath again. So the breath pattern goes back to the pattern we were using on all fours. And the arm movement, instead of taking the arms straight up to the sides overhead, we're going to open the arms into the goalpost or cactus position and find a little lift in the chest as the elbows go back. So we'll be lifting on an exhale, inhaling here as we find a little more expansion, exhaling to lower the arms, and inhaling here. So exhale, arms come out. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, arms release down. Again, the exhale's longer than the inhale. You'll inhale here. Exhale, lift the arms. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale here. Good. Let's try one more. Go at your own pace. And then let's do the same pattern, but we'll do a forward bend. So you'll inhale. Actually, let's just pause for a moment. We'll all come back together. So if you're finishing that round, come back. Feel your feet, especially heels, sink down into the ground. And we'll take a breath in and start together, and then go at your own pace. So breathing in, exhale, lift the arms. Inhale, little lift. Nice long exhale, bend your knees, hinge forward, let your head release. Stay here as you inhale, breathe into the back body. Exhale, lift all the way up. Inhale here, a little lift. Exhale, arms down. So you can see how this slows everything down, and it forces you to think a little bit more about what you're doing and how the breath is working. So I'm going to let you do a few more on your own, same breath pattern. So you're only moving on the exhale, you're inhaling when you're stationary, and we're also trying to make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. So we've got a few balls to juggle. Do your best. You might forget something, you might drop a ball. That is actually to be expected, right? So we'll start together, taking a breath in. Exhale to lift the arms. I'll talk you through this one and then I'll let you continue. Inhale here. Exhale, go forward. Inhale here. Exhale, lift. Inhale here. Exhale, arms down. Do a couple more on your own. Exhale longer than the inhale. Take your time. And when you find your way back to Tadasana or mountain pose, pause there for a moment and take a moment to check in. Set brief 4-point check-in: body, breath, mind, mood. What are you aware of now as you check in? I'm going to move towards the front part of the mat, sort of in the front third or so of your mat. And we're going to do very simple sun salutation. And we'll do it once or twice, normal breathing, and then we're going to try it with that different breath pattern that we've been working with. But we'll go through the sun salutation just so you're familiar with the version that we're doing before we start adding more balls to juggle. So heels pressed down, lifting through the heart, and let's gather the arms to the sides and bring the hands into the heart, into that alignment or aligned position. Body, breath, mind, emotions, all coming together at the heart. And moving from this place, again, normal breathing pattern, and lift the hands, breathing in. Exhale and hinge forward. We'll take a step back with the, it doesn't matter which foot, but whichever foot you step back with, remember that so you can step forward with the same foot. Breathing in lunge. And then you'll exhale to downward dog. Inhale all fours. You can find a little arch. Exhale, child's pose. Let your head go. Inhale all fours. Exhale, downward dog. Whichever foot you stepped back with, you're going to prepare to step forward on the hold after your exhale. If you need an extra breath here, take it. So when you exhale, you'll pause for a second and you'll step that foot forward as close to your hands as you can. And you may have to modify to get there. You'll take a breath in here. Exhale, step forward. Let your head go. Inhale, lift all the way up, gathering and aligning those energies, breath, body, mind, emotions, coming back to the heart. Let's try that same thing, same breath pattern as we just did. We'll step back with the opposite foot this time. So inhale, lifting. Exhale, circling. Inhale, hands to, or actually we're going to skip that extra step. We're just going to step back with the opposite foot, coming into lunge, breathing in. If you need extra breaths when I'm talking more, take them. Exhale, downward dog. Let your head release. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, child's pose, head again releasing. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward dog. Getting ready to step forward after your exhale with whichever foot you stepped back with, and then breathing in. And then exhale, step forward, head releases. Inhale, come all the way up. Gathering, integrating, bringing the hands back to the heart. Right, so I hope you're familiar with that version of sun salutation, and we will now work on varying the breath. So we're only going to move on the exhalation, whether we normally move on an inhalation or an exhalation, doesn't matter for this round. We're going to inhale when we're stationary, exhale when we're moving. And if you get a little lost, or like I said earlier, if you get a little lost or you go back to the regular breathing pattern, that's pretty much to be expected. So be kind to yourself and do your best. So we'll move together the first couple, and then I'll give you an opportunity to do 2 more on your own. So let's, again, feel the heels go down, feel a little lift through the heart. You're going to breathe in here. Exhale, lift the arms. Hands come together to the heart. Take a breath in here. Exhale, lift the arms and come to a forward bend. Inhale here. Exhale, step back with one foot. And then inhale and lunge. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale in downward dog. Exhale, all fours, cow or arched position. And then inhale here. Exhale, child's pose. Let your head go and inhale here into the back body. Exhale back to all fours. Arching. Inhale here. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale, step forward with the same foot that stepped back. And inhale in lunge. Exhale, step forward with the other foot. Let your head release. Inhale here. And exhale, lift all the way up. Gathering and aligning those energies. And inhale here. Exhale, hands back to the heart. So we'll do that again. This time the other leg stepping back. So take a breath in. Exhale, lift the arms and circle around to come forward. Inhale here, letting your head release. And exhale, stepping back with the other foot. And then inhale here in lunge. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale in downward dog. Exhale, all fours. Inhale here. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale in child's pose. Exhale, back to all fours. Inhale here. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale in downward dog. Exhale, step forward. Inhale and lunge. Exhale, step forward. Let your head release and inhale in the forward bend. Exhale, reach to the sides, gathering and aligning, integrating. Inhale here. Exhale, hands back to the heart. So a couple of things. This is kind of tricky. So if it creates agitation for you, I'm going to invite you to go back to just the regular sun salutation. So if it feels like, oh my God, I'm juggling so many balls, this is stressful, forget it, okay? If it feels easy for you, you can also focus on making your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale, but only if you're comfortably juggling the other balls, right? So an option to make it a little bit easier, an option to make it more challenging. The movements are the same, right? So the movements either way are the same. You can decide for your mind, for your breath, what makes the most sense. Okay, so I'm going to go through the sun salutation as you do at the pace that we were already doing it. And you can go faster or slower depending on how you're working with your breath, but I'll meet you back in Tadasana after we've done one round on each side. So 2 more sun salutations. So we'll start together by exhaling here and then breathing in. Exhale to lift the arms, aligning, gathering energy, and bringing the hands to the heart. You'll inhale here. Exhale as you lift the arms and bend forward. And I'll let you continue on your own, however you've chosen to proceed. So if you've opted for normal breathing, you're going to be going twice as fast. So you might do a couple more just to keep that rhythm flowing for yourself. Otherwise, one more with the alternate breath pattern. So when you're finished with those sun salutations on your own, coming back to mountain pose. And again, let's just take a moment to center ourselves by checking in on those 4 levels: body, breath, mind, and mood. Notice what's present. So we're going to take the feet wide now, and the wider you take the feet, the more challenge you'll end up giving yourself as we come into Warrior Two. So we're going to hold Warrior Two for a little longer than we might, and the opportunity here is to really listen to what the mind has to say when you start to feel challenged. It doesn't mean that you have to stay in the pose if it's not, if you're, if you're struggling or if it's straining. But the idea is to create a little bit of tension without strain, and notice where the mind goes in that place. So if you want to work harder, feet wider. We're going to turn one foot to the side. The other foot can turn on whatever angle is comfortable, and you want to press into both sides of that. We'll call it the back foot. So it depends which side you're going to, so that the ankle is in line with the leg and the foot. So we're not rolling out the ankle, so that leg is strong. The other knee comes straight over the ankles, both side to side and forward and back. So you can see that if I were to take my legs wider, I have to sit down lower, and that puts more effort into the pose. When I not flip myself all over the room here with this slidey rug, but when I bring my feet a little closer, the leg is a little straighter. It's a lot more it's a lot more accessible. So decide. You can always come out of the pose. First of all, I can't see you. Not that I would judge you anyway. This is more about your internal process when you get challenged. So finding the leg position, arms out to the sides, shoulders relaxed, fingers reaching out. And you can turn to look over the front hand, the hand that corresponds to the bent leg. And breathe. Make your exhale a little bit longer if you can than your inhale. If it feels easy, you might wiggle that back foot back a little and sink down a little bit more. Find a lift through the heart. You're not leaning one way or the other, straight upright over the legs. And breathing here. If you start to feel challenged, notice what happens in your mind. If you need to come out of the pose or straighten the leg for a moment or lower the arms a bit, you're more than welcome to do that. This is not about enduring. It's not about creating discomfort. But tuning in, what are you aware of here? Let's add a little movement. So we're going to sweep the arm down inside the leg and across, and then sweep back the other way. So the lower arm sweeping, the upper arm coming over and going back. The leg stays in exactly the same position. Don't worry about the breath, just keep breathing here. All right, let's come back to Warrior Two for a few more breaths. Check in. Notice the stories in your mind. There's no judgment. If your mind is screaming at you, notice that. If you're struggling or straining, come out of the pose. All right, let's move the front leg straighter. We're going to keep the arms out. Turn the feet parallel and switch sides. So find Warrior Two on this side. You can look out over your front hand again. Honoring yourself. If you need to shift your position, make it harder, make it easier, do what's right for you, and notice the stories that accompany that decision. Whether it's a decision to stay or a decision to change. Okay, let's add that sweeping movement. So one arm comes down and across, the other over. and across. Soften the arms. Lower body stays stationary, just moving through the upper body. Don't worry about the breath as long as you're breathing. Back to warrior two. Take a few more breaths here. Where could you soften? Where could you let go of tension and still hold the pose if you're still with me? Maybe you've gone to get a snack by now. I wouldn't blame you. Good, let's straighten the front leg. Turn the feet parallel. Turn the palms up, reach out. Turn the palms down. Exhale. Let's inhale, lift the palms. Exhale, turn them down. Again. And then leaving the arms there, little circles. Listen to the stories in your mind. If you're still with me, this is getting more challenging, right? Press into the feet so you're not twisting out the ankles. Good. And then let's turn the palms up, reach out and lift the arms slowly overhead. Good. And then we'll exhale, bend the knees, come forward. Exhale, let your head go. And we'll repeat that. So inhale, lifting. Exhale, forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale, come forward. And as you come forward this time, you can bring the hands to the ground or elbows to thighs as you like for a few breaths. And the main thing here is, again, letting the head release. Letting go of the effort of warrior two. And then with your hands on the ground, walk the hands to one side towards one foot and turn that foot all the way out, lifting the back heel and turning that foot in the same direction, lowering down into lunge. So in lunge, you can keep your hands on the ground here. We'll bend down into lunge and lift up into the hamstring stretch, head coming down. So you can inhale, find a little lift in the heart, exhale, head toward the knee. If you want more challenge here, as you come down into lunge, arms come up. And as you move the front leg straighter, you can bring the arms down. Option to stay in lunge. It could be either with the arms up or the hands on the knee or the hands on the ground, whatever works for you. And if you still want to work more here, take a breath in. As you exhale, lower the back knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Good, do a couple more. And then leaving the knee down, you can bring the hands down. Pause for a moment here. And then lift the back knee, step back to downward dog. Take a few breaths here. You can walk in place if you like. And then eventually you can walk or step your feet towards your hands. We'll come all the way up, breathing in. Exhale to release. Take your feet wide apart again. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, little bend in your knees as you come forward, reaching toward the ground. Pause here for a couple of breaths. And then we'll walk the hands to the other side, turning that foot, lifting the back foot and turning it all the way around, coming down into lunge. So we'll come from this position to a straighter legged position, and then back, inhaling and exhaling. Make your exhale a little longer if you can. Again, you can stay here or you could lift the hands overhead if you like. So coming from this position in lunge to the forward position, hands down. And again, we're going to have the option of lifting and lowering the back leg either with the hands on the ground, which is considerably easier, or if you like, arms up. And then when you're ready, hands come down, we'll lower the back knee, pause for a couple of breaths. And then stepping back to downward dog. And again, you can walk the feet in place here if that feels good for you. Let your head release. And we'll come back to all fours. And back to where we started, or earlier in the class, didn't quite start here. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, arch. Inhale here. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale in child's pose. Exhale, all fours. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, child's pose. So continue with that pattern, only moving on your exhalation, continuing with Chakravakasana or all fours to child's pose. Go at your own pace. Eventually, if you like, you can rest in child's pose. And as you're staying in child's pose, bring your awareness into the back of your body. See if you can feel the movement of the breath there. And then as you're ready, you can make your way down onto the mat, on the ground. If you have blocks or cushions or blankets that you could use to support your knees in open position in Supta Baddha Konasana, you could use blocks if you want and need them. So we'll start with some dynamic movement here. So you'll come down onto your back, pause for a moment, just to let us all get settled. Come back to the breath. And we'll try that same breath pattern in a dynamic movement of the legs here. So we'll take a breath in. Exhale, let the knees come apart. Stay there as you inhale. Exhale, knees back together. Put a little pressure down. Feel your back lengthen. And then relax to inhale. Exhale, knees come apart. Inhale here. Exhale, knees together. Do one or two more. Same breath pattern. And at any point when you're ready, if you want, if it feels good to you, you can support the knees if you need it, or just let the legs relax to the sides. Bring your hands onto your body. And here our focus is to simply be with the breath and let the exhale be a little bit longer than the inhale. Never forcing or straining, pushing or pulling the breath. Just nice, easy inhale and nice, long exhale, ideally through your nose if that's possible. But if there's any constriction, then of course breathing through the mouth is better than not breathing. Exhale, sink down a little more. And then same position for the legs. If you choose and you want a little more space and openness here, you could take the hands from the body and bring them into that cactus position to the side. So elbows and backs of the hands on the ground, a little bend in the elbows. And then breathing into the whole torso, feeling like you could fill your whole body, even right down to your fingers and toes, to the top of your head with breath. And then exhale even more fully, let the breath go. A few more breaths like that. And then when you're ready, gradually lower the arms if you've brought them up. Slowly bring your knees together. You can wiggle the feet apart and let the knees fall together for a few breaths. Here again, you might bring the hands back onto the body, or you can have them on the floor if you like. And then let's bring the knees up in toward the chest. And we'll stretch the legs up. Arms can reach behind you or to the sides as you breathe in, and reach, flex the feet, reach with the fingertips, and then exhale, point your toes. Knees come in, give a little squeeze. And then flexing the feet, reaching out with the fingertips, and then back in. A couple more at your own pace. And then letting the feet come to the floor. And then we'll move into Shavasana. So if you want to stretch your legs out or keep your knees bent, or if you want to move to a more comfortable place, if you want to add some clothing or a blanket, now would be a good time to get ready. So find the position that's going to be the most comfortable for you. And let yourself begin to settle. Well, let's start by doing that deepening check-in, 4 points of noticing, checking in with your body, feeling where your body interfaces with the world around you, the air, the ground. Notice the temperature, the quality of the air as it meets your skin. Are you aware of that meeting? Can you feel where the ground meets your body? And could you even relax a little more into that support? Feel yourself dropping into the earth. And those points of contact get a little wider as the body melts and sinks. And then shift your awareness to your breath. There's nothing you need to do with the breath at all now. Just simply feel and notice its rhythm and flow, its quality and texture. Follow the breath deeply into your body wherever you notice it going. Just watch it with your mind. And then follow it back out wherever it goes. Shift your awareness to your thoughts, to your mind, and without trying to control your thoughts the same way as we weren't trying to control the breath, notice the movements of your mind. No judgment. Nothing needs to change. What are you aware of? Does it feel similar or different from the beginning of today's class? Whatever is present is okay. It's perfect as it is. If your mind is more busy than when you started, that's okay. Check in also with your mood and emotions. And again, things may or may not have shifted. They may have shifted in a way that feels positive or feels challenging to you. This is really about being honest with ourselves and recognizing things as they are, not as we wish they could be. What is your mood right now? How are you feeling? And then letting that go. Feel your body let go of tension even more with each exhalation, the weight of your head sinking down, the shoulders and arms releasing. The jaw and neck and face all letting go. Bring your awareness to the space around your heart as you breathe and notice what's present there. Can you soften and let the ribcage sink down? Let the belly be soft, the back relax. Dropping down through the pelvis, the legs, right to the feet. And you might imagine your whole body breathing in as though you're breathing in through your pores. And more importantly, the whole body breathing out, letting go and sinking down with each exhalation. You can continue with that breath, breathing into the whole body, breathing out from the whole body, softening with each exhalation. While I share with you an excerpt from a longer chant called Pavamana Suktam. And its intention is to bring some calm and focus to a busy mind. Om Pavamana Suvarjanaha Pavitrena Vicharshanihi Yah Potasa Punatuma Punantuma Deva Janaha Punantumanavodia Punantu Vishva Ayavaha Jata Veda Pavitravata Pavitrena Punahima Pavamanya Punantuma Prajapatyam Pavitram Om. Let's start to shift the awareness from inner back out, so noticing mood and emotions, being aware of the state of mind that you're carrying now. Feeling the movement of your breath deepening in your body as you invite a little more inhale and exhale to start to wake things up in your body. And feeling the periphery of your body, where your body meets the environment. And then gradually adding movement. Wiggle your fingers and toes, stretch and move any way that would feel good. And as always, if you want to extend your Shavasana, you're welcome to do that. Simply ignoring me and staying with yourself internally. And if you're ready to move and get on with your day, you can gradually roll over onto your side and make your way upright, or however works to get upright without strain for you. And if you've come to sit, you can take the arms to the sides and slowly lift the arms as you breathe in, as if we're gathering all of that energy, bringing the hands together, bringing it back in alignment to the heart. So when things are well, we feel aligned in our body, breath, mind, and emotions. And when we feel scattered, we feel unaligned, misaligned from ourselves. In the practice of yoga, one of the goals is to bring those pieces of ourselves into alignment, to bring the mind into focus so that we might know ourselves better and see the world around us and our relationships more clearly. Namaste.